Greetings, families. It's Ramon San Vicente here, principal at Dixon Grove. We just wanted to take a minute to thank you for entrusting us with the care of your children and the big responsibility of educating them in the middle of what we're seeing as unforeseen circumstances with the pandemic. On behalf of the admin team as well as the staff, we want you to know that we've had a great start to the school year. And we've done that by prioritizing two things. Number one is the safety of your children. As you know, we've put in place a number of measures to make sure that we can be as safe as possible when we're at school, following the Toronto Public Health guidelines and ensuring that we reduce the risk in terms of COVID-19 and other safety issues in the school. The other thing that we prioritize is the well-being of your children. So that means just ensuring that they feel mentally, socially, and emotionally well when they come to school. Certainly, these new conditions and circumstances that we're all living in create additional stress for both adults and children, and our staff here at school are doing their best to ensure that your children feel comfortable and feel well as they engage in learning at school. As you know, there has been a number of reorganizations at school because of changing numbers in terms of students who are going to virtual school or coming back to in-person school. This has created unprecedented circumstances that we are working through as a staff. It has created challenges for both the teaching staff and the admin, and we are working hard to make sure that the reorganization is successful as we welcome new students into our classrooms and ensure that we have a good sense of where they're at academically and how to support their progress this year. The last thing I want to mention to you is that in the midst of all of that's going on with the pandemic and the reorganization of schools, we also have continued our focus on high academic expectations for your children. This means that we are doing assessments, reading, writing, mathematics, to find out exactly what levels your children are performing at, and then to create a plan to make sure that we can facilitate the ongoing academic progress of your children, and where there are academic gaps, to work carefully to close those gaps. This requires continual partnership between schools and you as family members. Please don't hesitate to ask us where your children are in terms of their academics and how they're performing, what you can do to support your children to be more successful, and what kinds of things can happen at home to support this ongoing development. We want to continue as a partnership, working with you consistently to ensure the best possible outcomes for your children. The other important part of this partnership is, of course, students. Students have a responsibility to make sure that they're coming to school every day on time and prepared for learning. That means that their homework is done and they have all of the learning materials that they need to be successful. In addition, this year, of course, they have to have their health pass signed by a parent every morning or by an adult every morning. And lastly, of course, it's their responsibility to ensure that they are respecting themselves, their peers, as well as the adults that are in the building. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to connect with your child's teacher. We're having a great start to this school year. We're enjoying working with your children, and we thank you once again for the privilege and the blessing of working with your children and your families. Thank you.